Hi everyone, I'm Masa Eftekari. Welcome to Parts of my tutorials. I am going to make some hole punch on this pattern. First, I select the internal ellipse tool and I left click on upper of the pattern. 1/2 centimeter is good, and then I click on OK. The first one is created. I have to copy some of them. For this, I press Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V on the keyboard and move the mouse down a bit and right-click. I set the interval to 2 cm, and because my pattern is curved, I set the number of shapes to be low, for example 5, and then I click on OK. I do this to the bottom of pattern. Pay attention not to place the hole punches too close to edge of the pattern. After completing the first pattern, I select the created internal ellipses and press Ctrl+C and Ctrl+R. Then be sure to hold Shift on the keyboard so that the holes are exactly opposite each other, and click on the opposite pattern. I select all the internal ellipse by dragging and dropping or double-clicking on one of them, and then right-click and choosing Cut and Sew. I add a new fabric, set its opacity to 0, and assign it to all the selected holes. I press Ctrl+A and then Ctrl+K to freeze all patterns. Now we have to make spaghetti straps. I select Rectangle tool. I click on a section of 2D pattern window, and from the window that opens, I set the width to 3 cm and the height to 0.3 cm, and then click OK. Be sure to assign fabric with 100 opacity on this pattern. With gizmos, I bring this pattern closer to the desired part. I put the patterns on front texture surface mode so that you have a better view of design. I create a vertical line from top to bottom on the hole punch patterns with internal polygon line tool. Click on upper point of the pattern and double-click on lower point of the pattern. You should do it for all these patterns. After that, put the fabric on textured surface mode, and with free sewing tool, sew in the middle of vertical internal line as high as the spaghetti strap. And then click on Simulate or Space key and select the pattern and set the particle distance 5 to 1. And then click on Simulate. If you need to make the pattern smaller, double-click on it with Transform tool and drag the pattern inside. And then click on Simulate. Select the first pattern and Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V, and then click on the first pattern to create a new pattern in range of previous pattern. And then move the new pattern in both 2D and 3D windows and make its width a little larger. With free sewing tool, you sew right side of the new pattern to the previous pattern and left side to the second hole punch on the left. Freeze the first spaghetti strap and then simulate. Do the same thing in reverse for the next spaghetti strap. Proceed in the same way to the end of the parts. I hope this tutorial is useful for you, and you support me with your like, comment, and subscribe.